When we were kids, we used to look up at the twinkling stars and dream of becoming astronauts. Some of us still remember those good old days. But now we are old enough to understand that some dreams can't come true. Unless you have lots of problem-solving stuff. Today, I am going to explain how you can book a space trip to feel like an astronaut. In order to take a space trip, your first step would be to decide what kind of trip you want. It could just be a high-altitude balloon flight, where you can see the curvature of our blue planet. Or it could be a suborbital flight, in which the spacecraft follows a parabolic arc, reaches space, and falls back to Earth. You can also plan for an orbital flight, but it will cost you more and require additional time and training. Let's say you choose to take a flight on a balloon this time. Using a huge balloon filled with hydrogen or helium is one of the best ways to reach the apogee because it is very safe, affordable, if we compare it to other space travel methods. And it's very quiet too. Companies like Space Perspective, Worldview Enterprises, Zafalto, and Halo Space provide balloon space trips to civilians. This type of space trip doesn't require any additional training. If you are a good and responsible person and have lots of money, then you are good to go. Just imagine how it would feel sitting in a big capsule with wide windows, floating 30 kilometers above the Earth. Only you, the blue planet beneath you, the dark space above, and complete silence. It would feel like heaven, right? To book this flight, you just need to contact companies that provide balloon space flights and explain how you would like to fly. The duration and cost of the flight depend on the company you choose. If you choose Worldview Enterprises, you will get a flight time of 6 to 8 hours. Your balloon will float at an altitude of 30 kilometers, and it will cost about $50,000 per seat. Space Perspective offers a 6-hour journey aboard the Neptune capsule, ascending to about 30 kilometers, 100,000 feet, with luxury amenities, priced at $125,000 per seat. If you go with Zafalto, you will get exclusive balloon flights to the stratosphere, with tickets priced at 120,000 euros, approximately 133,000 US dollars. Halo Space also provides a balloon flight to the stratosphere in their Aurora capsule. The flight duration is around 6 hours, with a price of approximately $164,000 per seat. Now, you just need to choose a company according to your needs, book the flight, and experience heaven. Let's say you don't want to ride in a balloon, or you already did. In this situation, you should go for more exciting ways of space travel. Space planes and rockets. Companies like Virgin Galactic, Blue Origin, and SpaceX aim to provide space travel to civilians, not with balloons, but with rockets. Unlike balloon flights that only take you to the stratosphere, rockets let you experience the excitement, vibration, and power of a rocket engine. However, you will need some basic information and training before the space trip. Now let's talk about the service type and the cost of a rocket-powered flight. If someone asked me to choose a company for space travel, I wouldn't even take 1 second to choose Virgin Galactic. Because who doesn't want to have a flight in a rocket-powered plane that is carried by a cool-looking mothership? The VSS Unity, Virgin spaceship, is a suborbital spaceplane designed for space tourism and research. Its first flight took place on December 3, 2016, with its first spaceflight on December 13, 2018. It is capable of reaching an altitude of 90 kilometers, 56 miles. After reaching the apogee, or the highest altitude, the spaceplane will begin descending toward Earth and will fly back to the ground just like a normal airplane. Have you ever seen a space shuttle? The VSS Unity is a very similar spacecraft, but it's made for people like you and me. The duration of this space trip lasts about 90 minutes. You can experience a few minutes of weightlessness and stunning views of Earth's curvature. The VSS Unity is carried aloft by a mothership, VMS Eve, to an altitude of about 15 kilometers before being released to ignite its rocket engine. The cost of a ticket for a VSS Unity space trip is $450,000 per person. Now let's talk about the New Shepard rocket of Blue Origin Company. The New Shepard rocket is a suborbital space vehicle developed by Blue Origin for space tourism and research. New Shepard consists of 2 parts, a reusable rocket booster and a crew capsule. The capsule is designed to carry passengers and cargo to the edge of space. It ascends to about 100 kilometers, 62 miles, reaching the Kármán line, which is the internationally recognized boundary of space. The entire flight lasts around 10 minutes, including a few minutes of weightlessness at the peak of the flight. After the flight, the capsule descends under parachutes and lands safely back on Earth, while the rocket booster lands vertically on a pad, making it reusable for future missions. As for the cost, Blue Origin has not officially released the ticket price, but estimates suggest it could range between $200,000 to $300,000 per seat, based on previous auction prices and industry trends. If you're looking for a top-class experience with an orbital flight and have the budget to match, SpaceX is the ultimate choice. Renowned for its groundbreaking achievements, SpaceX offers unparalleled civilian space travel with some of the most advanced and reliable spacecraft in the industry. The spacecraft used by SpaceX for civilian trips is the Crew Dragon, also known as Dragon 2. It is a state-of-the-art, reusable spacecraft designed for both government and commercial missions, including civilian space travel. The Crew Dragon can carry up to 7 passengers in low Earth orbit. For most missions, the configuration includes 4 passengers and additional cargo or scientific equipment. Civilian flights typically reach approximately 585 kilometers, 364 miles, above Earth, higher than the ISS. Seats for civilians cost $50 to $100 million per person. Civilian missions usually last 3 to 7 days in orbit. The Crew Dragon spacecraft is launched atop a Falcon 9 rocket from Florida. After liftoff, it reaches orbit and remains there for the mission duration before safely splashing down in the ocean.